hear the men are more delusional about the way that they look than women are.
I think it's pretty normal for a girl who's been single for 5 years to be desperate.
I am so over the male species as a whole right now.
Do guys that are single never want to get married again? This comment right here, marriage.
Each and every year, the desperation grows. Unmarried women are becoming even more concerned because they have no prospects.
I keep seeing women complain about not being able to find a relationship, but what do you have to offer? If you're an independent girl boss who refuses to listen, isn't willing to submit, and wants to keep going to the clubs and lingerie every night, why do you think any self-respecting male would want you? And women continue to demand things of these men without offering anything in return. They demand that the men pay for everything, that they protect them, that they're at their beck and call. You continue to tell men what they need to do to be better men when you yourself aren't trying to be a better woman. In this post surfaced the other day about how men can't find godly women, but you're sitting in a row full of them every Sunday. 9 times out of 10, that row is full of overweight women who go out and club every single weekend, who don't know how to cook, who want to put their career before raising family and having kids. So yeah, of course the men are going to be at the most trad place they can find, because they want a traditional biblical marriage. They're allowed to have these standards the same way that you are allowed to have your own standards. So if you're mad about this, you're mad about no one wanting you, then perhaps you should do some self-reflection.
Well, that's the thing. They have nothing to offer. Many of these so-called independent women who are struggling to find men are really not worth dating. Number one, they're independent in name only. They'll claim that title for the aesthetic, for the Instagram bio, for the empowerment slogan. But in real life, they still expect men to play daddy while they sit on their backs. They want the praise of independence without the responsibility of it. They want the freedom of acting single, but the benefits of being catered to. They yell, "I don't need a man," all day, but the moment bills show up, car breaks down, or life gets hard, suddenly they're looking for a man to step up. Many of them will continue complaining about how they can't get into a relationship because in reality, they bring nothing to the table but demands.
Women are desperate.
Do you think?
Hell yeah. Women are desperate. Especially when you after the age of 30. It's like, yes.
Desperate. That's an interesting
Listen,
thing.
I know women, that are putting up with bullshit all in the name of to say I have a man.
I think it's pretty normal for a girl who's been single for 5 years to be desperate. And plus, I just want someone to cuddle with.
Do guys that are single never want to get married again? This comment right here, marriage is for suckers. That would lead me to believe, and the amount of comments I get like this on my videos would lead me to believe men think that women are literally out there preying on men thinking, who can I marry so I can divorce him and take all his money and run? And obviously, there's been some men that have been burned over the years to make you think like this. Or maybe this comment is around you get married and all of a sudden your partner no longer puts out. I think it's one or the other. But I'm so curious, is that common? Guys are getting married and all of a sudden their partner no longer wants to be intimate? Or is it guys are just getting screwed over every time they get married and get divorced? I truly don't think we should be thinking, hey, let's never get married again because these ladies out here are plotting to steal all of our money. And you can't tell if someone has a genuine connection with you. I think that's a you problem. There's not that many people that can put on a facade for so long to act like they're into you to scam you out of your money. And those are sociopaths or narcissists. I just don't truly believe that. But I want to hear your guys' opinions because I feel like I see so many of these type of comments. I just want to know.
To answer your question, yes, most guys who are single do not want to get married or get married again, and for good reason. She asked if men think women are plotting to marry a man just to take his finances. The answer is absolutely yes, and we've seen it play out over and over again. Modern men aren't paranoid, they're observant. Women today often see marriage as a financial escape plan instead of a partnership, and the proof is everywhere. Entire communities online are filled with women advising each other to latch onto a man, drain him emotionally and financially, then level up and leave. They literally treat marriage like a stepping stone, a strategy, a shortcut to a lifestyle they couldn't build on their own. What's wild is this. For a group that screams about being independent, they sure rely on men for everything, even for the schemes they brag about. They depend on men for money, lifestyle, validation, attention, emotional support, and even their so-called independence.
One thing about me, I want to get married. I want the fantasy that I always dreamed of. I want the love that I always yearned for. I want to be in love with the same person for the rest of my life. I do. Like, I've mentioned this before, but I don't think y'all really understand that, you know, them little flings, all of that, that does not serve me anymore. I am a grown woman and I know what I want. And when you know what you want, you're not going to accept nothing less than that. Simple as that. I want a love just meant for me. I want my person. Y'all don't understand that. Y'all want temporary satisfaction, lust, all of that. No, I want to be in love. Okay? And that's all there is to it. I'm going to get married one day, and that's it. I know in this generation it seems impossible, but I'm going to get married and I'm going to be happily ever after. Simple as that.
See, I was agreeing with this woman until she said those little flings she used to have don't serve her anymore. And that's why now she suddenly wants to get married and be with the same person forever. That's the thing. Whenever modern women finish having their fun, this is exactly how they sound. They start talking like they're ready to settle down, like they've found themselves, like they suddenly value commitment. But in reality, what they're really saying is, I'm tired, I'm worn out, and now I want a man to rescue me from the mess I created. It's not about love, to be honest. It's about stability, security, and comfort after years of choosing chaos. They want a man to clean up the emotional damage, the trauma, the baggage, the financial instability, all the consequences of the lifestyle they glorified when they were younger.
I fear the men are more delusional about the way that they look than women are.
No, not even close. But what brings this on?
I made that video talking about how if you're a woman going for a very attractive man, then you're going to have to be nice to him because he has so many options. He's not going to choose the one that treats him poorly.
Well, it's just my opinion, but a person should be nice to everyone. At least until they give them a reason not to be, but that's just considered common courtesy.
I mean, every man known to this earth was commenting on it saying, I will not tolerate disrespect.
I think the question should be, is why should any person tolerate another person's disrespect?
I'm like, did you look at yourself though? Like, that's what I was getting at.
Excuse me? Is someone actually here trying to imply that someone should be treated a certain way based on what they look like and how attractive they are? Oh my.
And before you comment on this one and be like, it has nothing to do with looks. It has everything to do about looks. Wake up.
Oh yes. I really do hope that a lot of these individuals that have this particular style of thinking really keep that same energy, as they say, when their looks start to fade, and then they won't be disappointed when they're not treated very nicely.
Where the niggas at who paying bills? Because I'm not doing this shit no more. Like, I'm done. I'm so fucking done. Now I see why these women out here, like, living good. What a nigga paying their bills? Like, where are they? Because I'm not doing this no more. Like, the car insurance going up. I'm paying rent. I gotta buy food. I gotta take care of everything. I'm not doing this anymore. Now I see why people stay in relationships and they're miserable. At least the bills paid. I'm not doing this no more. Where the niggas who spend money, who pay all the bills? Where they at?
Just as this statement says, men who pay bills aren't looking for you, madam. This woman is asking, Where are the men who pay bills, who take care of women? But those men aren't out here searching to be a walking piggy bank. They're not volunteering to finance a stranger's lifestyle or babysit an adult who refuses to stand on her own 2 feet. And honestly, this is a major red flag. If a man realizes you only want him because you're struggling, not because you genuinely like him, respect him, or want to build with him, he's gone. Men can smell financial desperation. When a woman leads with neediness instead of femininity, when she's looking for a provider instead of a partner, it tells a man everything he needs to know. Women like this don't even hide it anymore. They openly advertise it like it's normal. They think being a financial burden is a personality trait.
You know what? I'm starting to think that I'm not going to be able to find a boyfriend until I quit my job. Yeah, I think being a mattress actress is really hindering my potential for the men that I'm dating. And I see the comments all the time, people telling me this, and I refused it to be true. But the other day, I was going to go on a date with this guy that I thought was super cute. And he found out what I did, and then he unmatched me after. And you know what? I'm just getting really darn sick of this. I'm getting so darn sick of it because I'm trying my best out here and I'm really a nice girl, okay? Yeah, I might do some crazy things on the internet, but you don't know who I am in real life. You're just going to make a snap decision based off of what I do for work. I can take care of us. I can support us and provide for us for the rest of our lives. And plus, I have really good parts about me other than my brain and my heart.
Y'all, I want my husband. I don't want to be a strong, independent Black woman anymore. I want to be a wife. I want my husband. I want to take care of my husband. I want to cook for him, clean for him. I want to brush his hair, pick his toes, massage his feet. I want my husband. I want to travel with him. I want to build a life with somebody. I don't want to do life by myself no more. And I don't know why we have convinced ourselves that I'm happy being single. I'm an independent Black woman. I'm going to buy my house by myself. I'm going to satisfy myself. I'm going to live by myself. I'm doing everything by myself. Not me. Y'all got it. I don't want to do nothing by myself. I want my husband. I want my person. I want the one that God has created for me. I want him to have kids because I want my husband. Like, I'm sick of this shit. I don't want to be out here by myself no more. Like, life was not meant for us to live it by ourselves. I don't want to be strong, independent, all that by myself. I want to have somebody's back. I want somebody to have mine. I want my husband. I'm speaking that out into existence because there's power in words. So, Lord, if you hear me, I'm ready.
What these women fail to understand is that the man they were supposed to be with, they've already passed on him. This woman is out here saying she wants the person that God has for her. But my thing is this: if you're already at this big age and still haven't found him, you've most likely rejected him years ago. They forget about the good guy they curved, the loyal man they overlooked, the patient dude they put in the friend zone, the respectful man they said, "I'm not ready to date," while being ready for everyone else. They ignore that they had a good man at some point, but because he didn't fit their fantasy, their ego, or their checklist during their fun years, they dismissed him like he was nothing. Now that time has humbled them, suddenly they want to talk about destiny, soulmates, and the man God has for me.
Quick PSA, just something to think about. If a man fully providing for you is the bare minimum, then you cooking for him every single night is also the bare minimum. If him opening every single door for you is the bare minimum, then you picking up his laundry off the floor is also the bare minimum. If him being above a certain height and being in shape is the bare minimum, then you staying attractive and staying in shape is also the bare minimum. If him constantly fixing things around the house, taking care of the yard, whatever it may be, is the bare minimum, then you taking care of the home and keeping it clean is also the bare minimum. I see this double standard all the time where women will want all of these traits in men and call those things the bare minimum. Yet when a man asks if they can cook, they say, well, no, you can cook for yourself. You're fully capable. Wouldn't that mean then that you are fully capable of going to work for yourself and providing, and that you don't actually need someone to provide for you? The truth is that serving is an act of love, and despite what social media may be promoting, being a wife does not mean sitting around and doing nothing and just looking pretty all day while your man goes and works his tail off. It's funny that we put all these expectations on men and then call those expectations the bare minimum, but when a man simply just requires that a woman knows how to cook, social media freaks out and calls it misogynistic.
This man literally asked me what my body count was in the middle of the dinner table. I kid you not. I'm not making this up. So I was like, I'm just going to give him the benefit of the doubt and say, come again? And he honed down on the question and was like, yeah, what's your body count? And I'm like, sir, surely not. And I just sat there in silence, angry, bewildered by the fact that he was even asking that question. I've never been asked that question before, let alone on a second date. No wonder you're 37 and still single, okay? And I said, that is an extremely inappropriate question for you to even be asking. And I was pissed. I just sat there in silence at the table and just let that really sink in for him. He knew it was over. Did he try and extend the date after the 2-hour dinner that was absolutely mediocre? I mean, it's not his fault, but the dinner was mediocre, like food-wise. Yeah, he did. And I was like, okay. So I found a place right by my apartment that I could just escape right after.
Okay, let's end with her escape. I found a place at my apartment that I can escape. I love this. Did you see me clapping? I love it. Whoever this guy is, if you're watching, are you watching the show? Is it you in the chat? Good on you, man. And let me tell you what happened here, by the way. He saw a red flag. Something she did, something she wore, he got wind of something and he asked. And he put out the test, right? It's a great test. What's your body count? Now, had she just turned around and said, oh, that's a wild, weird question. I've never been asked that too. No, is that her response? No, you know why it's not? First of all, it's not 2, right? She was offended. Why are you offended, honey? How long is the list, dare we ask? She was offended. And she was like, the audacity of this guy to ask that question of me. Too bad, honey. Too bad. Why? What are you hiding? What do you got to hide? So he saw something he didn't like. There was some reason that guy asked that question. Can you all agree? Okay. Also, she says 37. No wonder you're 37 and still single. Can you imagine, by the way, if we flipped that and we said that about a woman? Imagine the 37-year-old woman and we, said, 37 and still single, like what's wrong with you? There would be articles written about that person.
She got angry because he asked her what her body count was on the second date. And of course, just like any other modern woman would do, she insulted him by saying, no wonder you're 37 and still single. But honestly, her getting offended by that question tells you everything you need to know. The women who get triggered the most by that question are always the ones who know the answer won't make them look good. If it was low, they'd have no problem saying it. If it wasn't a red flag, they wouldn't get defensive. The anger only comes from guilt, embarrassment, or fear of losing access to the man sitting in front of them. Instead of answering, she attacks him. Instead of being honest, she shames him. Instead of owning her past, she deflects. But notice something important. She didn't deny anything. She just lashed out.